One of the more idiotic suggestions we have seen from Republicans in the last few weeks is that we need to give teachers guns, right? Every teacher walking the hallways of a school needs to be packing heat. You know, in case a shooter comes in, then every teacher can sit there and act like it's the wild, wild west and just bam, gotcha, SOB. Because that is the kind of, police state that Republicans want our children to live in when they're at school. Now, here's the thing. Not only do teachers hate this idea, but before I get into what teachers are saying about this horrendous idea, let's not forget that in areas where this actually has been tried, do you know what's happened? Teachers have left their guns out in the open, unattended. One of them one time actually left it sitting on the bathroom counter in the school, like the general bathroom, not a special teacher's bathroom, the general bathroom. They accidentally left their gun sitting on the counter. Other teachers have kept it in a locked drawer in their desk only to find that they lost the key and couldn't actually access it. So yeah, in the few places this actually has been suggested or been allowed, it has not worked out well for anyone. And the teachers understand this, and that is why you have Becky Pringle, the president of the National Education Association, who came out recently and said this: teachers should be teaching, not acting as armed security guards. The powerful gun lobby and their allies did not waste a second after the horrific killing of 19 students and 2 teachers at Robb Elementary School to call for arming teachers. Bringing more guns into schools makes schools more dangerous and does nothing to shield our students and educators from gun violence. We need fewer guns in schools, not more. And that, of course, is 100% correct. We need fewer guns, not more. This is a uniquely American problem. Even in other countries, by the way, that do not have as strict gun laws as some other countries, they still don't have these kinds of shootings. And they don't have armed teachers. They don't have schools that only have one door. This is a uniquely American problem. And yes, we have more guns per capita than anybody else. We own half of the firearms on the planet, the civilian firearms on the planet. Half of them are in the hands of Americans here. Over 400 million of them. And there's only 330 million people in this country. And only about 32% of people in this country own guns. So half the guns that are in civilian hands on the planet divided by about 100 million people. So that means if it's a little over 400 and a little over 100 million, everybody in the United States who owns a gun owns on average 4 guns. That's a problem. That is absolutely a problem here in the United States. And of course, let's not forget who benefits from arming teachers? The NRA. Because who really funds the NRA? It's not your little yearly membership dues. It's the gun industry, the gun makers, the gun manufacturers, the gun sellers. They're the ones paying the big bucks to the NRA to go out there and lobby for them. So of course, if we arm teachers, that's a lot more gun sales, right? Think about it from a law enforcement perspective. You get word that there's a shooting in a school. You show up at the school, all you hear is gunshots all over the place. You manage to make your way into the building and you see a person shooting someone else. Your instinct as a police officer is going to be to shoot the person firing the gun. You're not going to sit there and be like, hold up, wait, are you a teacher or are you the bad guy? Because I got to kill the bad guy, so which one are you? Cops don't do that. We know that. We 100% know that. So more innocent people would likely die. And it's not just the cops that might do that. Maybe it's another teacher. Or maybe a student who wasn't able to get their hands on a gun gets their hands on a teacher's gun, and then suddenly they're able to do a school shooting, whereas they wouldn't have been able to do it in the past. Those things are all real possibilities. The teachers' unions know it, and that is why they hate this idea so much. But Republicans love it because, of course, it benefits the gun lobby and fulfills their dream of putting a gun in the hands of every human being possible. This is Hattie. Hattie wants to know why you have not subscribed to our channel. You obviously like our videos, so do us a favor and subscribe.